today's video, we'll be doing 8 different poses to help us release any tension in the neck and the shoulder, as well as creating length and space between the chest muscles and the upper back. Typically, we spend a lot of time sitting in today's world, and these are some poses that can really help us release any tension and pains. So let's begin, if you have 2 blocks or books, to come into a supported fish pose. This is really good for opening up the heart, the shoulders, the chest, lengthening the spine. So go ahead and bring 1 block slightly below or behind your ears, and the second block under your shoulder blades, or for the women, below or on the bra strap. Now go ahead and lie down and place these blocks on those parts of your body. We're going to keep it at level 2. You can have the option to go into level 1, which is the flatter, shorter surface, or come all the way up to level 3 where the block is at its tallest point. Remember, you want to pick a variation where you can stay in for a long period of time. We try to do it for at least 30 seconds, but if you have more time, try to stay for 1 to 2 minutes, or even 3 minutes to 5 minutes, depending on how much time you have for your practice and for the stretches. You can also have the variation to keep the knees bent or straight out. So if you're straightening out the knees, you feel a deeper stretch. You can even come into Baddhasana feet or butterfly feet. So that could be quite restorative, as well as you open up the hips. So go ahead and choose your variation here. Just keep inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils here. Feel the stretch in the spine, opening of the shoulders, opening of the upper back. We're not doing anything here, we're just letting gravity do its work as we relax in this pose. If you want another variation, you can go ahead and bring the arms behind your head. That will also increase the stretch in the armpit area. Take your even breathing here. Deep inhalation through the nostrils and deep exhalation through the nostrils. Feel the rise of your ribs on the inhale and the fall of your ribs on the exhale. As you continue to breathe here, start to see if your mind is wandering off, or if you're thinking of anything. And if your mind has wandered off, just go ahead and bring those thoughts back. Bring your focus back into this pose, into this moment, into your breath. Anytime you feel like you can do a little bit more or want to stretch a little bit more, go ahead and choose your variations. Couple more breaths here. Keep breathing through the nostrils. Deep inhalations. Deep exhalations. One more breath here. Deep inhalation. Deep exhalation. On the next inhalation, bring your arms back forward if you have brought them back. Bring your knees back to bent if you have straightened them, or come into Baddha Konasana legs. Slowly lift your head up and bring your chin to your chest. Use your arms to support you to slowly, gently come out from the pose. Go ahead and do a counter pose here in a seated forward fold, or you could come into a child's pose. Now move slowly and gently from pose to pose, each movement with each breath. When you're ready, just bring yourself up and we'll come into the next pose. We're going to open up the shoulders and the triceps in this one. This is a really good heart opener as well. So go ahead and gently measure the blocks to be shoulder width apart. You're going to adjust your feet back. Imagine you're coming to a tabletop, except that your elbows will be on the blocks. And this is quite a deep stretch as well. So just be sure to make any adjustments, feel stable, listen to your body. Stay with the breath. So the blocks are at the highest point now, but you have the option to bring it to the second level or third or the lowest level. You can even gradually go from the lowest level to the second, to the highest point of the block, and even reverse it. There's an option for movement there and slowly getting into the pose and out of the pose. If you prefer stillness, then go ahead and choose your option of height for the blocks and just stay. If you have weak knees or your knees feel slightly burdened in this posture, go ahead and fold a mat or place a blanket or a towel. You can keep the toes pointed or tucked. If you want to deepen the stretching in armpits, go ahead and bring the palms to prayer and try to slowly reach it to touch between your shoulder blades. Opening up those shoulder blades, keep breathing here. Don't forget to focus on the breath. Deep inhalation through the nostrils. Deep exhalation through the nostrils. We want to keep a steady breath throughout these 8 poses. Even if you're doing them separately, make sure you're keeping even breaths on the inhale and exhale. We are letting gravity do the work here for us. Feel the stretch in the tricep. Breathe into the area that's stretching, and it might be slightly painful, but try to find comfort in the stretch. Of course, if it's too much, then back off a little bit from the pose, but if it's a nice kind of pain, then go ahead and stay here for a couple more breaths. You can do this for 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. Take a couple of deep inhalations, deep exhalations in this pose. On the next inhalation, slowly bring yourself up and move the blocks aside. Go ahead and come into your child's pose. Open up the knees wider. In the next pose, we're coming to a thread the needle with supporting by the blocks. So go ahead and adjust one block on the lowest level for your head to lie on, and the second block to place your palm on. So you can have the second block as an option in the third height or the second height. Or if you just want a very light, gentle stretch and you're feeling too tight in the shoulders, go ahead and place a block that's the same level as the block for your head. Once again, option to pad the knees here, place a towel, fold a mat, or a blanket. So you bring the opposite arm, the thread to the opposite side. So in this case, it would be my right hand on the block, My left hand will thread over to the right side and place the left cheek on the block. Giving yourself a nice stretch on the triceps once again on the right side. And stretching the deltoids and the shoulders on the left side. Keep breathing here, deep inhalation through the nostrils, deep exhalation through the nostrils. Not overarching the spine, you're just keeping a neutral spine. Knees and hips are in a line. Option to tuck or point your toes. You can even keep your eyes closed. Just stay for 1 to 2 more breaths. On the next inhalation, go ahead and place your right palm down to support you and bring the left hand up, coming back to a tabletop position. And we will be going into the next side, but let's take a child's pose first. And when you're ready, go ahead and have the same setup, this time stretching the right arm forward, the left arm's forward, and the right arm to come across to the left side, stretching the right deltoids, the right bicep, while stretching the left tricep and opening up the left armpit. Placing the right cheek down onto the block. Go ahead and adjust yourself here to be comfortable, as we will be staying here for at least 30 seconds to 1 minute. Once again, option to tuck or point the toes, neutral spine, long spine, deep inhalation through the nostrils, deep exhalation through the nostrils. Let gravity give you a deeper stretch. We're not doing anything here, just relaxing with the breath. Breathing in through the nostrils, breathing out through the nostrils. Stay for a couple more breaths. Breathe into the area that feels tight. One more breath here, deep inhalation, deep exhalation. On the next inhalation, bring the left palm down to support you. Move the right palm and let's come into a child's pose. Just move slowly from pose to pose. We are not rushing. You want to let the blood circulate and flow in a nice smooth pace with an even breath. And when you're ready, just roll yourself up and we'll come into a neck stretch to lengthen the sides of the neck. So you can have the option to place the block under your hips to sit on the block. If you're feeling tight in the lower back, that will help you to sit up taller and straighter and for longer periods of time. Go ahead and stretch. Take the right arm to stretch and grab the left ear to give yourself a good neck stretch. Option to circle the left arm behind you, inner rotating and bending the elbow to come behind, deepening the stretch and lengthening the side of the neck. Another option is to just place the left palm towards the ground and feel like you're trying to stretch and pull the neck at 2 points. Feeling a deep stretch in the neck. Also opening up the shoulders. opening up the pelvic front of the chest. Finally release. We will switch to the other side. So bring your left hand up, touch the right ear, and gently bring the neck to the left side. Option once again to inner rotate the arm, right arm, bring it behind you to deepen the stretch. Further variation, just place the right palm down onto the mat and stretch. And imagine you're trying to peel the neck or stretch the neck apart from 2 points. Beautiful. Stay for a few more breaths here. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Keeping minimal movement here, just letting gravity do its work for us to help us stretch. On the next inhalation, go ahead and release the arm and come back to neutral. Bring the arms back down. Now we're going to come into a back neck stretch. You can sit in a Japanese seating style, cross-leg, or on a block. Whichever feels good for you today. I will sit in a comfortable cross-leg position. Go ahead and bring the arms up, interlace the fingers, and place it behind your ears. We're not pulling the neck down here. We're just using the arms to help us, to guide us, and give a little bit of support to that back neck stretch. Remember, we're not pulling the head down. We're just letting the weight of their head give us a stretch with a little bit of support from our palms. Our head already typically weighs quite a lot, so just using that weight for a stretch is good enough. Keep coming back to the focus of your breathing. Deep inhalation, feeling the stretch and opening of the side ribs, and exhaling completely. You can release the palms. Look down for one breath before coming up. Now we're going to stretch the shoulders, the arms, as well as trying to resist the chin on the back of our palms. So interlacing the fingers, we're going to create a V shape around our face. So this is also said to give a nice firming effect on the chin as well as the jawline here. So go ahead and press the chin down, resisting the arm while the arm is resisting the chin, and we're trying to bring the elbows up. Imagine you're trying to bring the elbows to meet at the top of the head. And finally release. Now we're gonna come into a front neck stretch to open up the front area of our neck to stretch our thyroid. So thyroid is really important to keep our hormones and body function in balance. So let's go ahead and give that a good stretch out, since we're always looking down, on our phones, or when we're walking, or when we're driving. We're just pretty much looking down most of the time. So let's go ahead and give the front neck, the thyroid area, a good stretch. Interlacing the fingers, coming to a fist position, gently pushing the chin up. We're not trying to force the neck back. We're just using the knuckles to guide and hold the neck in place. Focus on the breathing, deep inhalations and deep exhalations. On the next exhalation, go ahead and release the palms, release the chin back down to neutral, chin parallel to the ground. Now we're going to come into a Gomukhasana, or shoulder stretch, with the arms interlaced. So go ahead and bring the right arm up, bend the right elbow and touch the right shoulder blade. Use the left hand to guide the arm deeper. Bring the left hand to the side, inner rotate, and try to grab the fingertips of the right palm. It's okay if it doesn't reach. Go ahead and switch sides here. The idea is not always about reaching, but the idea is to really feel the stretch, and the goal is to imagine trying to reach even though we're not reaching, and that helps us deepen the stretch already. So going from a back view, we're going to repeat the pose. So you stay where you are. I'm changing my position so you can see it from the back. So you want to make sure when you're supporting the right elbow to go for the back, we're not pressing the right arm to the back of our head, so we're not crunching the neck forward. Stay it wherever you are. If the fingertips are not touching it, it's okay. We will eventually get there. Some days we're tighter than normal and we're unable to reach. Some days we feel a little bit more relaxed in the shoulders and the muscles. Every day is different. Our body is changing every day. So go ahead and listen to the body and don't overstretch yourself. Remember, you want to keep the chest forward. You're not rounding. Length in the spine as you stay in this posture. The longer you stay, the deeper you feel the stretch, even though we're not moving and we're not making any deeper adjustments. When you're ready, exhale and release, and you can just shake off any tension. Give yourself wrist rotations before going into the opposite arm or the left arm if you started on your right. Remember, once again, it's not about grabbing the fingertips, it's not about how far down your arm can go, but it's really feeling a good stretch. Feeling a good stretch in your body, doing what feels good for your body. At the end of the day, these stretches are done on your body by yourself, so they should feel good for you, not about what other people look like in the pose. There's no comparison. Just focus on yourself and your breathing. Focus on the right alignments and your breathing. Focusing on your own stretch. Focus on your own breath. Focus on your own practice. And that's what's really going to take us through a joyful in a journey that we appreciate the most, because it's a journey we took for ourselves. If you're sitting on a block, go ahead and remove the block. You can come into a child's pose, shavasana. You can repeat. Do what feels good for you. But these are some of the 8 basic poses you can do to release any tension. Namaste.